actually realized that first when I read it on LeBron James. He spent $1.5 million a year annually on himself.
And his body.
Physical therapist, masseuse, nutritionist,
hyperbaric
trainers,
oxygen,
all of that. And you know what? When I seen that, I said, I spent zero. I spent zero. I just, when a camp forms, when a fight forms, I'll gather a team of people. We go into the Vegas desert, lock ourselves away for 10 weeks and do insanity work. If I'm training back at home during camp, I have fighters locked in a hotel room waiting on call to be called and to come and fight me. It's an insane game, but it's not all in again. I'll go back to that term. It's halfway in. And then you can't be that way, and you certainly cannot be that way in the fight game, but in reality, you can't be that way in any game you're in. If you're in a game, make sure you're in it all the way, all in with it, and then that game will be your game, and that's where I am right now. And I've only kind of taken this philosophy recently. Like I said, I've had dips, lacks of motivation, dips in commitment, and I'm figuring it all out, and I'm feeling good in a great place, and this meeting and this invitation, and this is just, because I'm seeking inspiration. I'm always looking for inspiration, looking to learn, looking to grow. And honestly, thank you for this, and I'm grateful for this. And I look forward to continuing this chat. This is our first time here.
Me too.
I love your hat. Look at the iris. You know what I mean? It's a good hat. Fair play to you, man. But honestly, thank you so. Appreciate it.
You are like, you're yourself completely. But if there's any athlete we could relate you to, it's probably Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Did he have an influence? I had the privilege of getting to know him a bit. And he was just unbelievable.
Wow. I saw the book you have in the little
downstairs
in the submarine.
Yes.
what a place, man. Big respect, Tony, man. Honestly, I know your question. We're interviewing me, but I want to interview you as well. Like, your story is insane. Like,
thank you, brother.
It's crazy how you've risen up, and it's through that positive mind frame.
Yes, it's the same thing.
Through that conviction.
That's right.
Commitment and conviction and
total
passion.
Conviction.
And big respect to you.
One of the things I love about you, brother, is number one, like admitting that you've been off your game at times. Like some people just fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
So you talk with such authority that some people assume you just bullshit.
Yeah.
But you don't.
Yeah.
Tell me about trash talk. Tell me how you intimidated people, and tell me about, was Ali an influence for you?
Yes, of course. Ali was one of my first heroes in combat sport. I watched documentaries on him. I read books on him.
Yeah.
Even before here's a funny thing, even before I actually boxed. I've been boxing and fighting my whole life. But even before I engaged in combat sport, I was interested in like the wrestling side of things, which is a lot more show.
Yeah.
And then obviously Muhammad Ali was a different animal because he was doing it for real.
Yeah.
Wrestling's not really for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Muhammad Ali was doing it for real. And he was captivating the audience. He was entertaining. And he had passion and conviction. And I was just a young kid watching this. And then what got me into combat sport originally was as I grew older and began venturing outside my home and outside my estate. Again, like I said, Dublin 12, it's a wild out town. You've got to be able to fight. You've got to be able to defend yourself. So when I ventured out, conflict began happening, and I wanted to be prepared for that and be able for that and confident in any situation.
What age did that start happening for you?
This is like early teens. It like 11, 12.
Were you a tough kid to start with, or did you become a tough kid?
No,
I heard your dad say you came out with
I came out with this, but I was tough. But I needed to enter combat. Yes, that's false toughness. The tough guy does not last in the real game. You know what I mean? That's false. I look at the tough guys back then.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
Yeah.
They're not tough no more.
Yeah.
They ain't tough in their mother's box room. You know what I'm saying? So, I was not necessarily a tough grown up, but I was a hard worker, and I was you know what? I was smart. That's what I was. And wits beat toughness any day of the week.
That's awesome.
Twice on Sunday. So I knew what I needed to do. I needed to learn combat sport. I needed to learn martial arts, gain confidence in surroundings, and then rise up. And that's what I done.
And your psychological warfare, where you torture these motherfuckers. Tell me about that. Did that evolve? Was that a marketing piece for you too, or does it really feel like you penetrate their mind and fuck with them? What is your mindset about trash talking?
I simply, coming up, I look at. It's not trash talk to me, although it has, in a way, become that.
What is it really for you?
I look at the opponent. I look, know yourself to know others. That's a Bruce Lee quote. If you truly know yourself, you can know others. So I know what way I feel. I know what way that man feels. I know what I can say to push his buttons. I know what he's thinking. I know what he's afraid of. I know his worries, and I put them under the spotlight. I put them out there.
Yeah.
I get them thinking about it.
Yes.
I made a Jose Aldo an undefeated champion.
Yes.
The first UFC featherweight champion.
I remember.
He was 28 years of age at the time. I made him feel like he was an old man. But he was 28 years of age. I went in, I told him what shot I was going to knock him out, and I knocked him out with that shot. So
how much of the fight game is psychological? How much of it is physical?
You know, it's all psychological, to be honest. You've got to be able to control your breathing and control your emotions in there. Again, like I said, sometimes I've been up and down on it.
Sure, of course.
Sometimes I've riled up too much to it, and I'm only young, Tony. You know, I'm still learning the game.
Yeah.
And I don't claim to know it all. But what I do know, I know it damn well, you know, and I'm continuing to learn and continuing to push on. And that's where I'm at now, so.
Tell us some moments. When did you say, holy fuck, this, what I visualize has become real? Like in my own life, I know there have been certain moments, right? Give me a couple moments if I can just.
Right fucking now. Right now, I'm out your back garden running this big, what's this, like a big marquee, a big beach at the back. This is something else. Nice cream carpet on the floor. I'm in a nice pink August McGregor. It's my own line. I know David August, my business partner, has been dressing you for 30 years.
25.
25. He said 30. We say 24. That's insane. 25 years. Myself and David. Now, fashion is a big. I enjoy good clothes. I always think to myself, was
that something you had as a kid, or did you develop that later on? Oh, you did.
Exactly. Again, Dublin 12. We are known to dress well. You know what I mean? We might not have the best money or the best. You know, we can't afford a lot of things, but we always would dress well and we'd always be clean, and we were proud of that. My people were proud of that.
Yeah.
And I always think back to where my want for money came. What made me interested in money? My original, you know, how did my love for money begin? What made me want to acquire that?
Yes.
And when I think about it, I wanted to acquire money so I could buy clean, fresh runners. Runners, sneakers.
Wow.
We call them runners back home.
Yeah, sure.
But that's where it began. So fashion was always instilled in me, and I always thought when I'm able to get up and make some money, I'm gonna splash out and buy the finest silks and the finest materials and wear them proudly. And I met David a couple of years ago, and you know, the partnership has been amazing. We've linked together now. We have our own line, the August McGregor line. We're on our second drop now, and it's grown really nicely.
Yes.
This is an August McGregor line.
Well, I thought you know yourself. Suits and jackets.
Yeah, I was in your wardrobe as well, just checking it out. We've got you covered if you want, Tony. You know that.
I'll tell you a funny story about David. I remember years ago, I lived in Del Mar, California. I owned the Del Mar Castle. It was this castle built in places in Europe, and we had a fire, and the house burned down.
Right.
And David's been selling me clothing for like 10 years, and he was always replacing it, as you well know, right? But literally, we burned up like $400,000 worth of clothing. And David coming and goes, "I'm so sorry." You got to replace it all with insurance.
You can't knock the hustle, right?
That's right. Very
it
true.
worked out anyway.
But tell me, in the fight game, when were the moments in the fight game where you're like, "Holy shit, man! What I visualize is real." Like, what there had